So I have 4 Girls Only Adventure Trips hikes this week, and let's just say there's a lot of work that goes into making sure that everyone feels prepared, safe, and honestly, feels seen. If you're new here, hi, I'm Carrie Gregg, and I'm the owner of Girls Only Adventure Trips, where we help women get outside, build confidence, and not feel like they have to be an expert to belong. Over the next couple of days, I'm going to bring you along with me as I prepare for the upcoming Girls Only Adventure Trips hikes. Everything I do, from checking the weather to making sure the swag bags are made, sending out reminders and communications, all the things that go into what makes Girls Only Adventure Trips Girls Only Adventure Trips. First up on the list are making swag bags, because these I can make several days in advance and just have them ready to go for the trip. Now, for most of my Girls Only Adventure Trips hikes that are here locally, only the new girls that come each week are the ones that get a swag bag. The reason for that is because we're on a budget out here. I would love to give swag to every single person that comes every single time, but unfortunately it's just not in the budget. So instead, it's kind of like this newfangled thing for new people who join us. They get a little fun, a little flair, and makes them kind of excited for joining the group. So let's put together our swag bags for this weekend's hike. This week I have 7 new women joining our hikes. On average, I see anywhere from 1 to 4 new women per hike, which is really exciting to see that not only is the message of Girls Only Adventure Trips reaching other women, but it's also resonating. We're busy moms, wives, daughters, sisters, coworkers, but at the end of the day, we're all just striving for connection. And if we can partner that with a connection in the outdoors, it's even better. And that's why I love the swag bags, because they truly set the tone of the entire experience for first timers. These aren't just freebies that I throw at you, they're my way of saying welcome and you belong here. As you can see from my storage closet, I don't just run to the Dollar Tree for cheap items that you're just gonna throw away as soon as the hike is over. I try to think about what would actually be useful for the upcoming hike, and also have the items be something that reminds them that at the end of the day, they showed up for themselves. This is also probably where I start overthinking everything, but I'm okay with that. So here's what I put in this weekend's swag bags. First, everyone gets these cute reusable goat canvas bags. I bought these on Etsy and they just make sense. They're small enough to throw in your backpack, but they're also sturdy enough to fill with whatever you might need. Inside the bags, everyone gets an electrolyte packet, a Clean Freak body wipe, bug repellent wipes, a goat sticker, a mini carabiner, and 2 cards. The first card is for a free week at Orange Theory Fitness in Holiday, Utah. Shout out to our great partner for helping us to get fit for the trail. The second card is a postcard made by my friend Brittany in response to all of the recent hoopla around the government trying to sell off our public lands. Regardless of your political beliefs, this is something that matters to our group, and it's a friendly reminder to all who join us that our public lands matter. Without them, we just wouldn't be able to enjoy our hikes. At the end of the day, the swag bags are just a fun way for our participants to try new brands or gear, but also just feel really special for joining. So next up is lunch, and I find that one of the easiest ways for girls to relax on a hike is to not have to think about what they're going to bring for lunch, so I bring it for them. Our next hike is not until Saturday, so I'm not going to be making lunches today, and I'll take you along with me when it's time for us to go pick those up. But for now, for the next couple of days, I will be working on doodling on the lunch bags, because it makes it more fun, it makes it more personal. Obviously, it's easier to pass out the sandwiches when you know whose is whose. So yeah, so I'm gonna take these and put everyone's name on them. So you may be watching this thinking, don't you have more important things to do with your time than just doodle someone's name on a brown paper bag? Well, the answer is yes, but even though this part is small, it matters to me. Writing names on lunch bags is my way of slowing down and remembering that every single person who shows up this weekend is a real human with their own story, nerves, and reasons for coming. Some people are coming to push themselves. Some people just want to move their body outside. Some are showing up for the first time and hoping that they'll feel like they belong. And I want them to feel seen before we even hit the trail. That's what these trips are really all about. This is also where I start to get a little high. Look, I don't have an art degree, my handwriting is atrocious, but that's what makes this fun. No 2 bags are the same, just like us. Okay, let's get back to logistics. Today is the day. We have a hiking happy hour tonight, and I'm very excited. Now, if you are not familiar with what the hiking happy hours are, these are very short hikes that occur after work. They're about 2 to 3 mile hikes, relatively minimal elevation gain. And then following the hike, we always go to a local restaurant or bar for dinner and drinks. Even though yesterday you saw me put together the swag bags and the starting of the lunch boxes, that's not going to be needed for tonight. That's more for later this week. So for tonight's hiking happy hour, I already have my list of attendees and I just need to do a final weather check, and then I need to send out some text reminders so everyone knows where to meet and what to bring and if there's any last minute changes. For a lot of women who come on the hiking happy hours, sometimes showing up can be really intimidating, especially if you've never come before, because you don't know who the other women are. You may not know what the hike is. And so sending out these texts is just another touch point to let people know what my cell phone number is. They can call me or text me if they have questions. And it's just another point of contact to make them feel welcome and safe. All right, so I'm looking at the weather for tonight and it looks like it's going to be pretty chilly. It's going to be about 40 degrees and drop down to about 35 while we're out, but it shouldn't be too windy and there should be no precipitation in the forecast. So looks like it'll be a nice chilly but fun night. I know. You're probably thinking, wow, Carrie, you're really going overkill on this communication. I mean, I did just email these attendees a week before the hike with all the details, so why am I doing it again the day of? Well, this is my way of staying connected. For some women, it may be their first time, and I just want to make sure that they feel welcome and part of our group from the beginning. I always think about how I would want to be treated or communicated with for something like this, and an extra text on the day of just seems like something nice to do. Logistically though, it does give me a final chance to provide any last minute updates about weather, parking, or gear they may need to bring. And it only takes me a few minutes to do. Once I craft the message, I can just simply copy and paste to everybody else in the group. Okay, so all of the texts have now been sent out, which, fun fact, is one of my favorite parts of prepping for one of our hikes, because as soon as I start sending them out, everyone starts texting back with heart emojis or they're super excited, which just makes me even more excited. So thank you for those of you who respond back. It makes my day. But I have a few minutes before my next real work meeting, so I thought I would go ahead and get my bag prepared so that I am all ready to go this afternoon after work. So let me show you the gear that I'm going to be putting in our bag. This is the part that I take pretty seriously. Putting together my backpack and checking my gear isn't about being extreme. It's about being responsible. I am leading a group after all. And I will share that setting up this gear wall in my home office has made a huge difference in my time management. Everything is organized, I can find things easily, and I'm not left wondering if my satellite phone is even charged. If you always put things back where they go, you'll easily be able to grab and go, saving your future self lots of time. So here's everything that I've laid out for hiking happy hour. Let's talk about it. Okay, so for this hike, I'm really not planning to bring that much. I'm going to be bringing my main Osprey Tempest Velocity bag. The first thing that I put in my backpack for these hikes, really for any hike, is my first aid kit. It has all the basics in it. Just do a little quick double check to make sure that it has everything we need in it before we go. I always bring with me is my bathroom bag, and I just got this little yellow go bag from REI. It has toilet paper, Kleenex, body wipe, hand sanitizer, dog poop bags. Basically, whatever you might need to go to the bathroom on the trail. One thing I always bring with me on every single hike, no matter if I know for certain I'm going to have cell phone signal or not, is my Garmin. And as you can tell, it almost looks like a cell phone. So it does have that SOS button that most Garmins have, but this one can also do weather, it can do text messaging, it can do phone calls, can pretty much do whatever I may need, and it's always just a good peace of mind for me to have, especially as I'm leading a trip. Even though we're starting at 5 before the sun goes down, it will get dark like 30 minutes into the hike. So I am for sure bringing my headlamp and a flashlight. Another thing I'm planning to bring for tonight are my micro spikes. These are black diamond micro spikes, and I actually got these at Sierra for like 30 bucks, and these are like $150 spikes. So don't sleep on Sierra if you're looking for a good deal. I was looking up the trail reports and it did say that the trail is really more muddy than snowy, but mud turns to ice as soon as it gets dark. So these are going to be really helpful for us. Going to bring some water. We'll talk about clothes and getting ready here in a little bit, but one thing that I always bring with me, especially in the winter, are my hand warmers. My hands get like unusually cold whenever I'm hiking, even with gloves. I always buy these hot hands whenever they're like $1 for 10, and it's a really good deal. And they stay warm for a long period of time, and they're easy just to throw in your gloves. Another thing I'm going to be bringing, but not necessarily putting in my backpack, are my walkie-talkie walkie-talkies. These are really great to have on the trail, and I always keep them charged here in my office. I usually keep one and then I give one to somebody else in the group. One, they come in handy because I don't have to yell. I can just say, hey, we're taking a break, or hey, someone needs to go to the restroom and we need to stop, or someone's coming up behind us and move over. But I also use these just for emergency, because if the group needs to separate, for example, if someone needs to run back to the car, or if we need to call for help and someone needs to go find them, then we have a way to communicate. And these walkie-talkies, while they are a little bit expensive, they work really, really well. And then lastly, for tonight's hike, I'm going to be bringing my hiking poles. And I do have an extra set here, which I'm going to put in the car so that I have another pair if someone wants to use them. Again, for a really short 2-mile hike that's not super in the backcountry, there's really not much that we need to bring, but really just keeping safety in mind, communication, and then prep for ice, snow, mud. Never hurts to be prepared. Okay, so I have to go back to work now, but later this afternoon, we'll get back together and I'll show you how I prepare for what I'm gonna wear. Work is finally done. I've now checked the weather about 47 times, even though I know exactly what it's going to say. But it is almost 4 o'clock, which means I need to start getting ready because I need to leave in like 15 minutes. I need to go put on my hiking clothes. I'll be right back. Now the fun part of trying to figure out what to do with my hair. I think for tonight I'm going to opt for an earband versus a hat because I want to. I'm not a hairdresser, nor am I ever going to do like a winter hairstyle tutorial. This is me just trying to find new ways to pull my hair out of my face. We're just gonna like zip through this and I'll do a voiceover. When I'm hosting a hike, my hair has to work as hard as I do. It needs to be able to handle wind, movement, and me talking way too much. This is a leadership hairstyle. If it stays put, doesn't itch, and looks acceptable in group photos, then that's a success. Ta-da! This is what I'm going to wear to the hiking happy hour tonight. First up, I'm wearing my Merrell hiking boots. These are waterproof. They're the Merrell Moab high tops, and I love them because I've had them for a very long time. They're comfortable, they're waterproof. Yeah, they're just good shoes. My socks, kind of hard to tell, but I'm just wearing regular Columbia wool hiking socks. My pants are from Cool. They are the Frost Shell pant, and I love them because they're water resistant. I don't know if you can hear that. They're also fleece lined, and they have a really cool zipper in the back that fits over your boots. Also very comfortable, warm. And then for tops, so I thought I was gonna flash you. My undershirt here, my white shirt, is just a Lululemon workout top. And I don't know, I'm just a millennial who wears a tank top under everything, so that's that. And then this is the Patagonia R1 Air hoodie, and I think I got this on Poshmark. but I like the purple color, and it is very warm. It has thumb holes, it has a hood if you ever need it, and yeah, it's just very comfortable. And those are pretty much my base layers, so now I need to grab a jacket. I've been wearing this jacket a lot lately, and I'm gonna wear it again tonight. This is just a Columbia jacket I got from the outlet mall. Nothing crazy. It does have the Omni Shield, forgot what you call it, the reflective part on the inside, so it does keep you, I think, a little bit warmer. But this jacket does have some interesting pieces. It's not totally water resistant. It's a little bit more of an active jacket, which I prefer if I'm moving around a lot. I'm gonna wear ear bands instead of a hat, and I'm gonna wear gloves with my hand warmers on the inside. So that's it. This is what I'm wearing tonight. We've gone through all the logistics. We've texted everybody. I've checked the weather 100 times. My bag is packed. I think it's time to go on a hike. So I'm gonna put all of this stuff in the car, and we're gonna head down to the trailhead. Happy Friday! We made it. Tuesday's hiking happy hour was an absolute blast. Had about 9 women show up, 2 new girls, and it was just so much fun to get outside, get some fresh air, get some really good pizza at the Pie. Now that that's over, it's time to gear up for 3 hikes this weekend. Wednesday and Thursday, I really didn't do much for girls only adventure trips. I do work a day job, so that takes up some time. Had some friends in town. Today, we're really gonna be putting in the work. Saturday, we're going to Battle Creek Falls. Sunday, we're going to Bell Canyon Lower Falls. And Monday, which is a holiday, we're gonna be going to Stewart Falls. This season of Girls Only Adventure Trips is called Goats on Ice, and so we are visiting all the frozen waterfalls in the area. Today I gotta be gearing up for all of these hikes and getting everything ready, which the process looks very similar to a hiking happy hour, but there are a few little tweaks here and there. Just to give you a little background on the difference between a hiking happy hour and a local goat. The hiking happy hours, as we mentioned, are much shorter. They're like 2 to 3 miles, easy elevation gain. The local goats are usually gonna be more of like a half-day adventure, and they're usually on Saturdays. They are longer hikes, they're more difficult hikes. The overall experience includes lunch, and they're just more of an experience than the hiking happy hours. I got a lot to do, and I need to make a to-do list. First up, I need to check the weather. Next up are the text reminders. So I've got my list up here of the girls that are planning to attend tomorrow, and I need to go ahead and type up their text reminders and get those sent out. After I finish my last work call this afternoon, I need to run to Jimmy John's and I need to run to Costco so that I can get all of the lunch items that we're going to need for tomorrow's hike. I also need to stop at the Dollar Tree because I need a few more brown paper bags for lunches. So I'm gonna need to go get those, doodle on them, and make sure that they're all ready for the weekend. Then once I come home, I need to put all of the lunches together. I'll take you along for that part. I don't think you really care about seeing weather and text reminders because we've already talked about that. I also need to put together my backpack, and I'm also going to go ahead and lay out my clothes for the weekend. I know this sounds a little crazy and OCD, but if I can lay out my clothes for 3 days in a row of hiking, then it's just less things that I have to think about when I wake up at 6 in the morning to get prepared. I think that's it. That's all I'll need to do for today. And then tomorrow, once I come back from the hike, then I'll need to basically do the same process all over again for Sunday's hike, and then do it all over again on Sunday for Monday's hike. So with that, I gotta get back to work, but we will revisit this afternoon when I need to go run to Jimmy John's and Costco. I've got some exciting news to share. This is just your friendly reminder that it never hurts to ask for anything. Someone really wise once told me, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you ask for. And I asked. Every time we do these Girls Only Adventure Trips hikes, I go to Jimmy John's to pick up sandwiches for us. I am a business and my overhead is like 90% food. So I'm always like trying to find a way to lower expenses and all of that. As I was like chatting up the guys making the sandwiches, I find out one of them is the catering manager. So I casually asked like, hey, what's a girl gotta do to get a discount around here? And he said, all you had to do was ask. And I was like, what? You mean to tell me I've been doing this for a whole year and been not been getting a discount? It's not earth-shattering, it's not going to change the world or allow me to quit my job. But it is enough that it helps. Everything helps. Thank you, Jimmy John's. We love you, and we're going to keep sending your business to the store in Draper. I just got back from running errands, and this is usually the point where everything just speeds up. Once the logistics are handled and the lists are checked off, this part really becomes rhythmic. Bag, chips, condiments, drink, repeat. There's something grounding about doing the same small task over and over. It gives my brain a break, and it gives me space to think about tomorrow. I think about the women who are coming. Some I know well, some I've never met. Some have done a lot of hikes, and some are doing something like this for the very first time. These lunches aren't fancy, but they're intentional. They mean no one has to worry about whether they packed enough food or if they made the right choice. It's one less thing to carry, one less thing to stress about. I won't add the sandwiches until the morning so everything stays fresh, but setting it all up right now makes tomorrow feel so much lighter. Hosting trips like this looks like hiking together, but most of the work happens quietly behind the scenes, and honestly, I love this part. All right, all the lunch bags for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday are all ready to go, and I will just add the sandwiches in the morning before we head out. It feels like a bomb has gone off in here, and it's just gonna get worse over the next couple of days. But now it's time to pack my backpack and have that all ready to go, so I can just put everything in the car. I forgot I didn't really empty this when I got home on Tuesday night, so this is still really heavy, mainly because it still has my water in it. Backpack is done. That was actually really simple, mainly because everything was still in there from Tuesday. I'm not planning to bring that much. So inside, I have my first aid kit, my pee bag, my Garmin, I need to fill up my water, and the tripod. So that's all I'm gonna put in this bag. Now I'm gonna pack all of the things that I wanna have available for the group that may or may not necessarily be going in my backpack. So I have this reusable tote, and I love it because it literally folds down to next to nothing and I can store it really easily, but it also makes it just really convenient. I don't have to make 15 trips to the car. I can just throw it all in here. Walkie-talkies, gloves. I am gonna bring a bandana. Okay, we are planning to do a trailgate picnic in the parking lot after we finish hiking. So I'm gonna bring some camp chairs and a picnic blanket just so we have something to sit on. Again, I would just like to shout out my friends at Sierra because I got these little triangle camp stools for super cheap. And I think I bought like 15 of them, and I thought, okay, that's a little excessive. I don't need 15 stools, but they've actually come in handy quite a bit, and they just come in their own little carry case bag, and it's really nice if you don't want to have to sit on the ground after your hike. also going to be bringing all the hiking poles. I've got like 4 sets of hiking poles. Some people have just left at my house. Some we've just bought over the years. And it's really helpful if someone has forgotten theirs, or if they just think they need a pair last minute. But I always bring those as well. Okay, I think that might be it. Let me go bring this out to the pile. We're getting there. We're almost done for today, I think. So what I'm gonna do now is I've got some laundry in the dryer I need to put away, and then I'm gonna go ahead and lay out my outfits for the weekend, put the stuff in the car, and then I might just have a beer. Packing the car tonight means tomorrow morning can be calm. No rushing, no second guessing, no realizing I forgot something important, because when people trust you to lead them outside, being prepared matters. This part is quiet, but it holds a lot of responsibility, and a lot of excitement, and a lot of steps. Stop. Okay. Shadow's gonna chew on my socks while we talk about this. I've gone ahead and picked out all my outfits for the weekend. Now, I reserve the right to change my mind in the moment. I've tried to pick out my outfits based on where we're going and what the temperature is gonna be every day this weekend. Picking outfits for a hike is always a balance. I want to be comfortable, prepared for the weather, and able to move all day. But I also know I'll be talking to people, taking photos, and spending hours outside, so how I feel and what I'm wearing actually matters. Comfort first, confidence second. I think we're good. As you can tell, there's a lot of prep that goes into these hikes and experiences because I want them to feel special. At the end of the day, like every trip that we take or every hike that we do, no matter if it's a 1-mile hike or a 10-mile hike, I always think about the first time someone hikes with us. I'm sure they're nervous. I'm sure they feel excited. I'm sure they're doubting themselves and their own abilities. We've all been there. I mean, I'm there. When I tell you I'm nervous about this hike to Bell Canyon on Sunday, that's because I'm not in great shape. So we all feel it. We all do it. And at the end of the day, like, Girls Only Adventure Trips is here to support women. We're all in this together, and it's not a show off. It's not who's better than who. It's not who hikes faster or who's less out of breath. It's not about any of that. It's about having fun. It's about exploring a new place. It's about meeting new friends. And that's why I do this. I want it to feel like a special moment. I want women to feel like they're supported. I want women to feel like they're capable of doing these things. And I want them to feel energized, so when they get home, they can go tell their husbands or partners or kids or whoever that I did that and I'm gonna go and do it again. I just want them to be proud of themselves because I'm proud of myself and all the things that I've done. With that, I think we're done preparing for tonight. So now I'm gonna go enjoy some pizza with my husband, enjoy kind of a quiet night, get some good rest, and we'll be up early in the morning to finish our prep and start our hikes for the weekend. Also, if you're interested in joining Girls Only Adventure Trips, or maybe you're interested in starting your own hiking club or adventure club or anything, I just hope this shows that it's possible. I'm just a regular, everyday person. I work a day job just like everyone else. I have to juggle this side hustle with my family, with my career, with other things that are happening in my life. For me, I just have to make time and space for it. It's not easy. As you can tell, there's some days where I do a lot of work and some days that I don't do much at all. So it really just depends on what's happening, what needs to go into it. Sometimes I just wing it and find things kind of at the last minute that I want to add into the experience, but I'm just a regular person, and again, I just want everyone to feel safe and welcome because that's how I want to feel when I join. So if you're thinking about starting something like this, just do it. You never know what might happen. You don't know what friends you might meet. I've met some really great people along the way, and you might too. Hike mornings always start a little earlier and a little quieter than expected. The house is still asleep, my coffee is doing most of the talking, and my brain is slowly catching up. I keep breakfast simple, enough fuel to feel good, not so much that I regret it halfway up the trail. Getting ready on days like this isn't about looking put together. It's about feeling ready. Cold water on my face, layers on, hair doing its best. By the time I'm dressed, my body knows what kind of day it's going to be. There's always this mix of excitement and responsibility when you're hosting something. People are trusting you with their morning, their energy, and possibly their ankles. All right, final check. Phone, keys, coffee, sandwiches. Everything that happens next is my favorite part. The conversations that start a little shy and end with laughter, the quiet at the top, the group photos, the feeling of thinking, wow, I almost didn't come. That's why we do this. All right, let's go hike. Second hike of the week complete. Now it's time to repeat everything we did yesterday to prepare for tomorrow's hike, and then I'll do the same for Monday's hike. I won't make you painfully watch every moment. Instead, you can just enjoy the recap videos. So hang tight, watch the videos, and we'll regroup once Monday is complete.
Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Yeah, this is it. Go! 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 Yeah, this is it. Go! Go! Let's go! Yeah, this is it.
Last day of hikes, and I finally need some gas. We got this, fam.
See it in your eyes now. It ain't no secret and it won't be no surprise now. I've seen that look on you before. There's only one way this can go. What you waiting for? I know you like it. I know you do. I know you crave it. I know what you want, know what you want. So what you waiting for?
All the hikes are done. I can't believe it. I'm exhausted, but my heart is so full. This weekend was really what I hope for every single girls only adventure trip. Good conversations, strong women, a lot of laughter, and a lot of support. And there are definitely hard moments on these things. Moments that are quiet, things that people don't want to share out loud, moments where I'm watching someone accomplish something that they didn't think that they could do. That's why I keep doing this. So if you came on a hike this weekend, thank you for trusting me with your time and your energy. And if you're watching this thinking that, hey, maybe one day I would really like to join that, what are you waiting for? This is your sign. Okay, I'm gonna go lay down now and maybe sleep for 3 business days. So with that, I'll see you on the trail.